Welcome to Season 2 of Bringing Down the Grindhouse, a podcast where we discuss horror in media. And tonight, grab your headphones and let your ears bleed as we delve into horror in music, Episode 2. I'm Mitch.
I'm Murr.
I'm Justine.
And I'm Jonathan.
Hey guys, Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year!
Thank God.
2021, we made
over.
it. It's over, but it's not.
It's not. It's definitely not.
Not until, January 20-something when Donald Trump leaves office?
Yeah, there you
Hopefully.
go.
They
Yeah.
kicking and screaming.
Dragged by
shit.
his diaper.
It's going to be great. It's going to be a great
Gotta
day.
get the military to get me out of here.
I'm getting so fucked up that day.
Bruh, I got so fucked up on election night.
Oh my
and
God.
I didn't even get the results.
I know, we really didn't.
Yeah, we're just like, oh, drink.
Yep.
Check
Oh,
phone.
not happening?
Fuck.
Oh,
A
it's the
week
morning
later?
over?
Oh, still not happening?
Drink, morning over. I don't care, drink.
It's true.
Oh, it's been 3 weeks and we still don't have a decision here?
Yeah, that was great.
Okay.
I mean, we already made a decision, but people are still kind of reluctant to believe that decision, which is
Yeah,
kind of
there's people that don't want to accept this.
Man, I don't know how there's still Trump parades and rallies going on right now.
Me
Like, y'all
neither.
look so fucking dumb.
Y'all, the fucking sales, though. Trump merch. Everything has to
I
go.
love
30% off. Let's go.
That's that fucking picture that I sent you. I was driving and I saw this and it was a little stand
They
on the
just
side of the
keep
freeway.
on losing.
And this dude was just selling a whole bunch of Trump shit and just said, it's clearance sale. Everything must go. I was like, they just keep on losing, don't they?
I mean,
Love it.
here's the thing about it. If you're a capitalist, if you're selling shirts, get your money while you can.
Real shit, though.
Real shit, though.
Oh my
Adapt or
God.
die. That is the
Great.
capitalist way.
Well, shit. So yeah, we've committed to a second season of the podcast, so we're gonna do it for another year.
Hey.
You got a renewal.
The
Right.
last 2 years were just season one.
Right.
It was an extended
We were
season
we were
one.
figuring out how to get the details just right. So we're gonna do something new for these podcasts for this year, which is that they're gonna be shorter. We're gonna try to get them around 30 to 45 minutes because I know an hour or an hour and a half is a commitment listening to
Yeah.
podcasts, and so this can be your commute to work. This can be a break, your lunch break. Be able to listen to the whole episode, and this will be a little easier to listen in on.
And there's no real playbook for making podcasts.
Also, yeah.
There really isn't. So everyone that does it is going to do it a different way and is going to learn through the trials and errors of making a podcast. So
Yeah.
if you are listening, Sean,
Thank you to our new Patreon supporter,
Yes,
Sean.
Patreon has been adjusted. It is now only one level, and it is $2 to get all of the exclusive content. That's it. One.
yeah, exactly. and we still have merch up on Teespring
Yes.
as well.
Check it out.
Check it out. Yep, they're pretty great.
They're
These
pretty
two-
sexy, if you
yeah,
ask
they're-
me.
mhm.
Get
These
some
are
soft, sexy threads.
Hell yeah.
these are the only two sources of income because we're not fucking sellouts. No, I'm just kidding. Please give us money.
We're not corpo trash here.
Oh,
Well, that's the
brother.
thing.
No weird ads at the beginning for toothpaste.
If you begin your support on Patreon, it helps us out, but also it helps us make an episode that you would like to see. Perhaps
we
you have a
take
movie,
requests.
a book, a video game, some kind of music. Anything really could help us out to get content that you want to see from us. So every little bit helps. Those $2 in your bank account could be better spended.
Spended. and literally days after changing it, we got a Patreon.
So I picked a myriad of different songs to do this. We did a horror episode. Oh,
A while ago.
when it was just me and John, and we did it. And we covered,
A few different ones.
About 5 songs or so. And all of the songs that we cover are not necessarily from horror movies or anything like that. They're just songs that have horror elements in either their lyrics
Right.
or the sound or both. So I picked the first song that we'll cover, of course, is I Think of Demons by Rocky Erickson from 1981. And a little bit of backstory on Rocky Erickson, of course. He was actually his band, The Elevators, in the 60s were big spokespeople for the psychedelic movement of that time. And so he got a lot of eyes on them from, the feds and whatnot. And at one point he was actually arrested with a single joint on the street. I forget what city it was in, but he was arrested and taken to court, and then he had to plead insanity to not go to prison. And then they gave him electroshock therapy, and then he came out with schizophrenia, and then he actually went back into the hospital again because he had a schizophrenic episode and then had shock therapy again.
That fucking sucks.
And and he makes music, so we'll do a quick listen.
Yeah, let's play a little clip from them real quick.
Yeah, a little click to remind ourselves. So, how would you guys describe the sound of that one, of that particular song?
Man, I'm always kind of iffy about saying the actual genres of things because there's so many different subgenres
Yeah,
we
there's
go
like-
into, and people they can become
Very
real dicks when
picky.
you misgenre
Oh,
something.
absolutely.
You know, one thing I always have to talk about with music, because I was in a rock and roll history class. You have to find something that you like about it, even if it's the bass line, even if it's the beat. Something to find a grasp of something that you like in it. But there is no such thing as bad music. There's only bad ways to discuss
Yes,
music.
there's this country music. No,
No shit, except for country. Yeah,
Except
you're
for
right,
Johnny
John.
Cash.
But that was the thing.
We will have words after this, sir.
Send me hate mail.
But that's the thing. Like, I've heard, like, there's no such thing as bad music, but there's bad ways to discuss music. So argue your point, bitch.
Well, my point with this song is I feel like it's kind of one of those. I mean, would you say it's like 70s, 80s?
It definitely has like a 60s, 70s vibe to me.
Yeah, totally.
And I think that this falls underneath folk rock.
Yeah, I was about to say it feels like something I would listen to if I was driving out somewhere in the boonies.
Yeah, absolutely. like some Creedence Clearwater type stuff.
Yeah.
or something along
Yeah.
those
Exactly
lines.
what
Yeah,
it is.
Absolutely.
I feel like this is one of those things where it's like definitely introspective on his mind, especially being in a psych ward, seeing demons. But it's also like a precursor to emo because you're feeling this certain way and you're trying to describe it in a song, but the song is happy as fuck.
Yeah, it's very upbeat, tuned to like sad lyrics.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of the song Everybody Wants to Rule the World, which the lyrics are really
Yes.
dark and depressing, but the song just makes you want to dance. And this song makes me want to dance. It also makes me want to kind of like smoke like a cig and just think about something.
Yeah,
like
and
dance.
go
True.
cruising down like a country
Yeah.
road in the sunlight or something like that. But
This
yeah,
is-
them demons are after me.
I mean, yeah, but the interesting part of the lyrics in this one, he says like he says like, I think of demons, they never kill. I think of demons, they never will. So it's almost like I'm seeing all these things and they don't do anything wrong, but I'm seeing them around everybody.
Yeah.
Sort of idea. And I think that that's just really like creepy as well. He describes them like as with like horns with black tips and like, you know, and like blood, but blood never touches my lips, and like fanged dazed moonlight and whatnot, and then talking about Lucifer and whatnot. So it's got like that satanic sort of edge on it as well.
It's got a nice combo of things that makes a really good song. It's got a distinct voice, that
Yeah.
solo guitar playing over a
Right.
very
That
chill
riff, though, yeah.
bass that's going on. You're like, this is great. The combo of that always gets people.
Yeah.
How-
the
how-
lead lick is fucking
Yeah.
great.
How I feel about this song, it's like you're going on a road trip. This is the first song that plays on your road trip. You're like, yeah, let's get the fuck out of Dodge and get out of here. But who the fuck says, let's get the fuck out of Dodge?
So you're going on a road trip, but then the psycho killer rolls up. That's that kind of road trip.
The psycho killer.
Psycho killer.
So I think
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
we've pretty much delved as deep into Rocky Erickson as we possibly can. So I'll move on to the next song.
for the moment.
For the moment, yeah, exactly. There, he has a lot of music, like edging from the '60s and whatnot, all the way up to, you know, I think he died in like 2010. I want to say
How much music did he end up making?
a lot,
Oh, so
quite a bit.
pretty
He even
prolific
had
then.
like a creative slump as well, where he kind of stopped making music.
Oh dang.
Which, with being like, I can imagine being like with like bit schizophrenia and whatnot. I mean, I've heard
Yeah.
things of him being in his house and he has tons of radios just cranked up on static just to like drown out the voices in his head and
Jeez.
stuff.
Man.
So like he had a very extreme case for, you know, for him and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I will move on to the second song now,
Ah, yes.
which is "All My Friends Are Zombies" by the Priscillas. Came out in 2004, which is like really interesting for this particular song. But we'll listen to it.
Are you ready, girls? Yeah! 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Saturday night at the punk show. Got 3 years. We tried to bodies, grab and take us on the bumble beers. Push to an empty parlor. And turn the music up loud. When it's together, it became late. The whole Rosetta's crowd. In the distance, I notice I'm heading away. It looks like you're approaching the car. As the figure gets nearer, the image becomes clearer. It looks like someone's old grandma. The light from the street lamp reflects off her hair band and shines on her Zimmer frame. As the figure gets closer, the picture gets
Hell yeah, that's a great song. So this is definitely a punk song.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
I think they go as like pop garage punk. I think is what I've seen them described as, which is such a weird like. What's the garage part of things like?
I think it's just like
You
the
recording in a
not
garage.
clear recording.
Yeah, exactly. Not like a very like not very clean or something
Yeah.
along those
Yeah.
lines.
But I mean, it would be weird as hell if you had a punk song that was clean.
Yeah,
Like-
it's a little not punk to be clean.
Yeah,
right?
you're like, why the
Yeah.
fuck would I record in a studio?
Fucking posers.
We call that Converge. I like Converge. Don't get me wrong. They're a good band.
But yeah, I mean, the song basically goes on about, you know, them just being at a punk show, and then they encountered, like, the whole band encounters this crazy grandma who's shooting at them and killing all of the lead singer's friends, and then they all turn into zombies and whatnot. And it's a really fun, upbeat song, though, especially since it's dealing with something pretty dark, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like the vocals are really fun, upbeat. They kind of remind me of like some 60s pop songs,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It totally has that.
but like it also thrashes at the same time. Like you
Mhm.
want to fucking just jam out to this shit when you listen to it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
Just want to jangle
absolutely.
and move around. I love the intro. Are you ready, girls?
That is the best. There's a special place in my heart for bands that do stuff like that, where they have the theatrics at the beginning of yelling and then how dirty the recording sounds, on top of the fact that you know they would probably jump off stage and like whoop some ass if someone was heckling them.
Right.
Definitely.
That's the thing. It reminds me of that other song that we talked about a little bit from fucking Tarantino's film,
Oh,
fucking Chick Habit.
yeah, Chick
I
Habit.
love Chick
That's
Habit.
same vibe. Same vibe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it definitely has that 60s vibe, and it came out in 2004, which is very interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Their music video is also very 60s
Hell
vibe
yeah.
as well.
So they're going for a certain theme. They know what they're
That's
doing.
the thing. With punk, you just need bar chords and a fast drummer.
Yeah,
True.
there you go. Yeah, he's got it. That's basically
And
it.
a very special voice.
Yeah,
You don't
right?
hear punk singers who sound like normal.
Yeah.
Well,
They always got some weird raspy, nasty kind of thing going on with their vocals.
It's
Well,
true.
I mean,
Her
which
voice
kinda
is
makes this
pretty
one
neat.
stand out because she has a pretty clean delivery and whatnot. And it sounds really good.
Yeah.
I enjoy it a lot.
Got a lot of style. I feel like that's usually where these bands will go. They have a distinct style. You'll know it when you see it, and it makes their merch really cool.
Oh, yeah.
right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's what I really liked about it, and I love the pop getting like blended in there whenever
always-
they do that.
I always really like songs that tell a story, and this is legit
Same.
just telling a wild ass story about hanging out after a show and someone rolling up on you, and
Yeah,
shooting
exactly.
up your fucking
But
car.
a grandma of all people.
Yeah,
Grandma packing.
some grandma. Like, who would expect grandma to pull out a fucking revolver and just go ham?
Just,
like,
yeah, and all your friends are covered in junk food and blood and
yeah,
stuff. Weird.
beers and burgers and
Yeah.
shit. But like, if you've been to a punk show, you've definitely had that moment where you're chilling with your friends after, drinking a couple beers, getting a pizza or some shit.
I'm pretty sure
Yes.
hitting In and Out after a show at Soma is
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
like a thing that
Oh,
I have
yeah.
done multiple times.
For a little context, if you're from San Diego, you probably know of Soma. It's,
Yeah, definitely.
hardcore venue that I don't think they're around anymore. Are
No,
they?
they're
are.
still there.
They
Yeah,
still
they're still
around?
there.
Didn't they like move or something?
I have the deets.
Ah, deets, give it to us.
So Soma no longer does local punk shows or hardcore shows anymore. They realize that they don't get any money from it because of this ticket sales.
Oh,
If you were able to play Soma, good job, because you cannot play no longer unless a band wants you to play specifically on the bill. They now serve alcohol.
Yo.
well, that was a mistake.
Well, that's the thing. Like last time I went, I mean, they're very, very, very true to what they were trying to do, but
Right.
it's very corporate now. They very much just like beer sales and fucking ticket sales.
Sounds like the Che.
Hey, the Che's free. The Che's free, and
The
they don't
Che
sell
Cafe
alcohol.
is bullshit.
Hey, it's
I
all
had to
vegan.
pay last time I went to the Shea.
Oh,
Just
then you
saying.
didn't volunteer.
Nigga.
San Diego conflicts aside, I mean, you've seen a venue turn into like a punk haven into a fucking corporate mall.
I mean, I guess it's not like Che Rivera was, a fucking communist sociopath, but whatever.
I don't agree with that. Yeah, he was horrible.
He totally didn't kill his own people. Anyway,
Hey.
moving on.
They like to sweep that under
He
the
was
rug.
innocent, don't you know?
What a great socialist Marxist.
Oh.
Anyway.
He did what he aimed for.
He did what he wanted.
Yeah, he died. Oh, man.
But we digress. Back to the
But speaking of songs that deal with a story, the next song we have up is one of my favorites that I actually found recently, and I've gotten Murr on board with this one, but that's Camouflage by Stan Ridgway from 1986. Listen to that real quick.
I was a PFC on a search patrol, hunting Charlie down. It was in the jungle wars of 65. My weapon jammed and I got stuck way out and all alone. And I could hear the enemy moving in close outside. Just then I heard a twig snap and I grabbed my empty gun. And I dug in scared while I counted down my fate. And then a big marine, a giant with a pair of friendly eyes, appeared there at my shoulder and said, wait. When he came in close beside me, said, don't worry, son, I'm here. If Charlie wants to tangle now, he'll have to dodge. I said, well, thanks a lot. I told him my name and asked him
Yeah. So there's quite a bit. There's a little bit more because this song tells like a big long ghost story essentially, which is kind of what brings it into this horror discussion. Because it takes place in the Vietnam War, obviously, and it's basically just about a soldier who's by himself and he's been cornered. His weapon's fucked up, and then this random like big Marine dude comes up and is like, "Yo, if Charlie wants to tango, now he's got two to dodge." And helps him.
Fucking love that shit.
Yeah, that's so good, dude. So fucking good.
So when Mitch showed me this song, I was like, okay, whatever. But then he kept playing it in his car, and then eventually I was just like, my boss sucks. He's like, well, if Ernie wants to tango, he's got two to dodge. And now I just say that shit all the fucking time. The song is so fucking good, and that's the thing. If you listen to this, you'll be like, this song is like whatever, it's like kind of like upbeat, kind of like boom, 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 boom.
This is a song you would hear in a Western.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it totally has that country
Yeah.
western vibe
This
to it.
is
for
like
sure.
when you had those old school songs where they told you this whole story about a shootout at high noon and tell you about this cool cowboy. Who
That's
has
what's
this-
like really interesting
Yeah.
about the way this song sounds, because when it starts, it's definitely 80s. Like you
Yeah.
get
Oh,
that
yeah.
little like kind of synth in the background,
Yep.
got a nice little chingly guitar going on. But then you hear his voice, and it's like, oh, you kind of get that galloping rhythm going on in the
Yes.
instruments and like the guitar and whatnot. And
I
his
mean-
voice is like Lone Ranger type shit going.
Oh
on.
yeah,
Oh,
no,
that's it,
absolutely.
yeah.
yeah, totally. And
It's
I
a
think
banger.
that Stan Ridgway is very much like a country artist that really wanted to make '80s music,
Fuck.
and then like,
Yeah.
and then like combined both of those things. And
Yeah.
I think it works a lot for a lot of his other music too, which is not, in my opinion, not quite as awesome as Camouflage is, but it's definitely up there for sure.
Well, Camouflage is one of those songs that you show to someone. The intro is like, okay, but then when you hear Stan Ridgway's voice, and then you hear him talking about a guy that's swinging palm trees and hitting people, and then you realize it's a ghost story near the end of it because
Nice.
Camouflage has been dead for years and he doesn't exist anymore.
He died like in the song he dies like the night before all of this happens. And
Right.
the last thing he says is that he wants to save a young Marine caught in a barrage.
Oh,
Is
dang.
this whole thing. So like that was like the last thing and like sort of deal. And that's where the song goes anyway. but he's like picking up palm trees and hitting people with them and like catching bullets and like, you know, like bullets go right on through him and he just fucking like helps this guy out basically. And so that's pretty much the entire gist of it, but it's a really cool, like really well told story song. And
I love songs that tell stories. Those are like some of my favorite, and you have one in every genre almost every decade. People will make a song like that, and so you usually can find stuff like this, and it's really enjoyable.
Or they'll just dedicate their entire band to making songs
Right.
like that,
Yeah,
which I'm so
exactly.
into.
Hell yeah.
I actually didn't know why the Viet Cong were referred to as Charlies during the Vietnam War. I didn't understand that at all, so I looked it up, and I found out that in like, I guess it's like military code, you know, like Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, sort of shit like that. That their code for Viet Cong was Victor Charlie, so then henceforth Charlies, and that was just like the simple, like, you know, straightforward answer to that.
We got Charlie's over there, boys.
Yeah,
There is
exactly.
also
That's
a
what it
very
means.
racist aspect of it. You can go ahead and think about what starts with the C.
Oof.
Yeah. Shit.
What, Chinese? Is that what you're thinking?
No.
No? Okay, I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything for that. I just know that
Oh.
it's based on like I can't think
You're
of
an
anything
innocent,
for
You're
sweet
pure
child.
innocent
that.
mind.
I'm so innocent. I don't
Oh,
know.
I get what you're saying now.
Yeah, no, I got it.
I'll just say communist just to put
Oh,
a drape
gotcha.
over
You're
that.
talking about communists?
No.
No.
Well, we can't say it on here, so now I don't know.
Maybe-
Anyway, so which I guess I'll just sit and not know what John means.
I'll tell you off mic.
Okay, gotcha. I do know the one really bad one that they used for them as well, which I also will not say on here. But
Yes.
beside the point. Anyway, yes. Anyway, but it's got the cool theme of the Vietnam thing. It's a ghost story. It's interesting for
Twangy
sure.
guitar, upbeat
Twangy.
bass, just really fun.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you feel that that Bob Dylan vibe from it a little.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, he also really wanted to be Bob Dylan too.
He looks
Ah.
like him a lot.
Yeah, he definitely does. He absolutely does. For
Now all
sure.
the dudes back then rocked the Jew fro.
They did.
Yo! Whoa, shit. This is like the time someone told me Kiss was just Boomer ICP.
Ah, you're not wrong.
Holy
Kiss
shit.
Nation, Juggalos, same thing.
Yeah, same fucking thing. All right, so we'll move on to the next song, which is, I'm sure you're all going to know this one, though. Thriller by Michael Jackson from 1982.
The song that needs no introduction.
No introduction whatsoever. I don't even need to name it.
Let's take a listen in case you are under a rock and unaware.
Yeah, I never heard this song.
It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you see a sight that almost stops your heart. You try to scream, but terror takes the sound before you make it. And you start to freeze as someone looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed. 'Cause this is
Literally defining of a specific moment in time and became a cultural phenomenon.
Oh yeah, it's a staple. That album I think is one of the best selling albums like
I think
ever.
it still is.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's still
Like,
the
it still
best selling
is. I
album
think-
of
I
all
think it-
time.
Yeah.
I think some things have came close to it, but they just never got over that mark. And
Yeah,
so he
it's-
still
it's-
holds
oh,
the
It's
title.
definitely up
It's
there
like
for sure.
X amount of platinum.
Yeah, it's crazy because it just kept selling. It kept selling albums, and it's just one of those songs that you can still play it however many years later, and people will love this song.
And the thing is, I want to bring up the music video because that was an
That's probably the most
iconic
iconic part of
Yeah.
it.
It's great.
That
The
fucking
red
music
jacket.
video.
Red Jacket. The thing is, it was directed by John Landis, who we talked about. He did the American Werewolf in London,
Yep.
and it was also has the fucking monologue made by Vincent Price, who is fucking amazing.
Yes.
Love it.
No introduction to him.
I think probably one of the most iconic things about this music video too is the dance sequence that takes place
Yep.
in the beginning, because I feel like
been
this dance
redone.
has been done by every fucking buddy.
Yeah.
Everybody knows this dance. Everybody has seen at least this dance phrase. Like,
My
it's
favorite is the
amazing.
prisons that do it.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, that shit is pretty cool when you got like 100+ people doing it.
I know this dance.
Love it.
Your mama knows this dance.
That's the thing. It has really good synth line. The bass line. Every Michael Jackson bass line is a beater, man. It just hits you. You feel grooving. When Michael Jackson died, I mean, all of his sales went up respectively. But the thing is, Thriller is just one of those songs that is iconic in its own wake. And nothing really compares to Thriller. Because it is a Halloween song. It's a fun song. But you're going to hear it on a pop radio every now and
Shows
then.
up every Halloween. Every Halloween since it came
Absolutely.
out, it has been played on the radio.
I mean, it's so infectiously catchy too. It's
Yeah.
just really catchy. It's really danceable. Obviously, you know.
We
and,
were all dancing while it was
Yeah.
playing.
It's also got that totally epic ending too, from like the creepy voice at the end. It's like the foulest stench in the air, the funk of 40,000 years, and grisly ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver, for no mere mortal can resist the evil of the Thriller. Yeah, it's so good. Anyway, and then the
Some awesome writing.
I
Hell
feel
yeah.
like, honestly, this whole album, and especially this video concept, drew a lot of inspiration from Night of the Living Dead, specifically Night of the Living Dead 2,
Yep.
in regards to, like, the costuming and the stylization of this entire album and process. Because, like, Michael Jackson is the only pop artist I've seen that rolls out in a fucking, like, leather jacket, fucking belt with the rings and the bullets and all that shit, and can still look fly as fuck, and people love that shit. But you see that style now, and it's definitely more of, like, a specific thing in regards to, like, punk culture.
Yep.
Or anything that you would see people wearing at shows. Michael Jackson fucking wore, and everyone ate that shit up.
I wonder if Michael Jackson really did enjoy punk stuff and just didn't talk about it. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
I believe it because,
Yeah.
I mean, considering some of the iconic works that he's done that haven't been maybe as popular as Thriller, he had a lot of political messages, and I feel like the
He did,
political
yeah.
is really what's the foundation of punk, is going against something that is oppressive. And that's something he spoke out a lot about in his music.
I mean, not to mention even the year. The
Yeah.
year that this came out, that was like some of the heyday for sort of a lot of punk acts too. That
Yep.
was like when it was really big. Was during the 80s and like late 70s as well. So you have that aspect too. So that
He
breeds
was
truth to that.
He was thrown into that genre as a kid, so he never really got to explore other kinds of music. He sort of did, like in the 2000s with his sister, but other than that, it really wasn't too much going on. I know he wanted to do other kinds of music.
I wonder if he just was like, I'm fucking sick of my parents telling me
Yeah.
what to fucking do. I'm gonna go fucking jam out to my fucking like I don't know
Some
know
punk
some hardcore
music, yeah.
punk shit and be like and mad about it for a bit.
When did Bad Brains come out? Like, when was their...
They were
Uh,
like
that was
late 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I bet he listened to fucking Bad Brains.
Yeah.
oh easily.
Like,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
no, absolutely Bad Brains for sure.
I love when artists want to do other kinds of music and do weird shit like fucking Snoop Dogg.
Or Kanye West making Yeezus.
That was
Oh, man.
hilarious.
I think that album rips. But I know I'll get a lot of flack if I say that. That album is okay. No, I really like that album.
I was like, don't lie. You really like that album.
It's Kanye trying to do Death Grips, all right?
Yo.
Just not as cool, but
All right, so we'll move on to the next song, which is another band that I've discovered fairly recently. But this one has more of a historical edge to it, rather than like. I mean, the lyrics are definitely about something, but it has more of like a historical horror relevance to it, and that is "The Attack of the Dead Men" by Sabaton from 2019. We'll go ahead and listen to that.
Check it out.
So, with regards to the sound of that one, it's very like triumphant sounding and very like going into like it sounds like you're going to go into battle with this type of thing, sort of, or like mourning sort of idea. But the interesting thing is what the lyrics are about, and Sabaton's big for doing like war history songs. Like every single song they do is about a battle or some historical battle that battled a battle way back when. It's always like World War II or like Middle Ages or World War I or something along those lines.
They even go into like some Japanese wars as well.
Oh yeah, no, they go to the Shirayama is about the fucking I forget the name of it, but it's about the rebellion of the samurai, like their last rebellion that they did.
That's the thing. This stuff is very. I mean, Sabaton. No explanation. It is a power metal band.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
And you got the synths, you got the fucking trumpets, you got the high power, just like guy that's just trying to make a fun, like thematic kind of thing going on.
Something I always liked about this genre is the vocals are very like chorale vocals. Like it sounds like a bunch of fucking people just like singing in the church, like ah. But like it's so powerful, and that's kind of what you would expect from something that's regarding battles and wars.
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
Like, collective voice that goes into it.
Yeah, I mean, and like some of these wars were the time that people were like the most heroic and did some of the most crazy shit that we can't. We've not. A lot of us have never experienced anything like that.
Yeah, it creates a lot of mythical sort of people or people who did some crazy heroics to get their name written down somewhere, and then they make songs about it.
And that's the thing. I feel like Sabaton is glued to the History Channel.
Yeah, hell yeah. They definitely
I mean, they even have a YouTube channel where they have a historian come in and then discuss, like, in length the full events of the historical event they're talking about. So, but actually what the Battle of the Dead Men is, or it's called the Attack of the Dead Men, was on the Eastern Front of World War I in 1915, and it was a battle between Russian and German forces. And basically what ended up happening is they were trying to take the Osawik fortress, which is part of the Russian Empire, but now it's Poland. And basically what happened was the Russians used chemical warfare. I mean, the Germans used chemical warfare on the Russian troops that were there. And then when the Russians came out, they were like coughing up blood and stuff, and like looked like walking corpses. And it scared the shit out of the German soldier so much that they just fucking bolted. They just left. Like, we're like, I don't want to deal with this. Oh, Hans, there are zombies coming for us. What are we going to do? Oh no, we're going to have to tell Wilhelm about this. What are we going to do? Oh no.
Was this predating the crack chocolate?
Crack chocolate. I mean, that would have been
that was World War II.
That was World War II, right? Yeah. So they didn't have the boost to get through it.
The Panzerschek chocolate.
I mean, so if you're looking at like the German like the actual like number of troops that they had, the German belligerents, as they're put down, they had about like 8,000 guys. 7,000, 8,000 guys, and the Russians only had like 1,900, like less than half that force.
Oh, shit.
And still, like, like people don't consider like the morality of war and how much that plays into like soldiers actually fighting and how big that is. So the fact that like a much smaller group were so scary looking that it made a larger force go, fuck this, leaving. And yeah, they actually held them off that time too, which is really interesting to me.
I feel like Treyarch takes inspirations from these kind of things in regards to their Nazi Zombies game.
Oh yeah.
Just like they take predate kind of stuff and they try to make their spin on it. I actually watched a 2-hour video about that shit, about the like story length of that shit.
Nice.
Turns out COVID is actually like factually in the Black Ops universe.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that before. It's like, yo, bro, I heard you like Wolfenstein.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's very over the top, but when you get into that weird like secret facility type of like experiments and like design stuff, it gets really scary.
Also a gnarly time when they were using weapons that are now considered against like the rules of war and the Geneva Convention. They were like, whoa, you're melting off people's skin, you probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's probably like
that's taking it too far.
Right.
Bomb their cities, but don't melt their skin off.
Real
just
shit
shoot
though.
them like normal people do.
Wow, why would you ever? It's
like, it's okay. We just showed them the power of the sun twice.
I mean, this is like the time. This is like the time of trench warfare, which is like some of the most
Oh,
brutal
yeah, for
warfare
real.
like ever.
I love the memes for that. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah,
The crazy Americans running in with shotguns.
Hey, no one cares about your fucking memes.
If you want to see more trench warfare, check out on the John Hour. No,
check
Yeah, right.
out John Hour memes.
Oh my
It doesn't
God.
exist.
Can you please
Damn, how did I get roasted again? What is this?
Real shit though, could you please do a segment on memes?
What do you mean?
Like for the fucking Patreon.
Oh, yeah, I could do that.
Hey.
Yeah.
Super easy.
snaps
just-
all around, baby.
Yeah.
I could literally do a whole thing on wartime memes. Not gonna lie,
Do it.
it'd be really. It's gonna be like not tasteful, but it's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Cowabunga it is.
I fucking love that one. I love that meme.
All right, so moving on, we have discussed that. Moving on, we've got the next song we have is Twin Temples' "Sex Magic" from 2019.
My
Nice.
favorite magic.
Yeah,
Hey.
I think everyone's favorite.
Remember the starry night we met. His hair black as jet. He wore a citadel by
That's a fun one.
Murr showed Twin Temple to me recently and was like, "It's satanic doo-wop," and I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck is that?" And then these lyrics are actually short enough for me to read them because they're not very long at all. And I've never really listened to that much doo-wop, and I was like, "Oh, I guess this is doo-wop. Cool. Okay, interesting." But the lyrics themselves are the starry night we met, his hair black as jet, he wore a sigil of Baphomet. I kissed him and said, sex magic, ava Satanas. Sex magic. We undress. I know he worships me. The serpent circles Eve. Our love comes supernaturally. We penned our sigil drawn on a human skull, demonic, devotional. We sealed our little death ritual. His lips were blood red. Sex magic. Ava Satanas does that like 4 times. I am a witch. I turn to Satan. I don't have sex for procreation. I use the rites for invocation. Non serviam is my incantation. And then sex magic. Ava Satanas.
Dope.
I really like the sound of this because it's very like dreamy, like 60s pop rock kind of music. And it reminds me a lot of the era when Antoine LaVey was like a big figure
Yep.
in the community and in the culture of, Satanism. Although he's kind of disregarded now as far as Satanism
True.
goes because he's kind of a hack. But, I feel like this sound is very encompassing of that era.
This should have been in the movie The Love Witch.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely
Oh, that would have been
true.
a perfect.
This is such a
spot
good
for
song to
this.
be in that, but this is definitely the era of when people were dressing up a specific way. It's like, oh, you had your greasers. You had all the people who were showing up to these spots to meet each other, dance, sing, here to go to a club and listen to a song like this.
I appreciate the throwback style. That's a thing that we're seeing
Yeah.
a lot with the 2010s. You got the throwback style, but you put your own spin on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have all types of genres just blending together. That's the thing. Like doo-wop and Satanism has never been a thing. And then when you look at like the era of it, Satanism was a very scary thing. And so the fact that these people are coming out today and making their own song that is in the style of doo-wop, that style of clean, friendly, like fucking, put my suit on and go to work style shit. But doing it with a satanic edge, I believe, is really cool. I love the femme fatale in this shit. I don't have sex for procreation. I do it for my own invocation.
Yes.
Shit's hard.
Yes.
Thank you, Spotify Discover.
Yeah.
True that.
Oh man.
Oh, also this playlist, we can make this available for people to go and find it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that so you can listen to the full songs.
Yes. I think we've pretty much covered all of that.
Yeah, if you want a throwback sound that's fucking has a spin on it, go for it.
I love a good spin.
Yeah, definitely. And then so the last song we'll be discussing tonight is another group that Murr showed me that does like a combination, but that's "Don't Come to the Woods" by Backwash from 2019.
Don't come to the woods. come to the woods. Straight in the nitty gritty, I'm Pegasus in the mixie. Just you catch aware that we getting busy. Embarrassed like competitors, I'm fatty as ever. Menacing in layers of leather and greatest of temperatures. And ding dong, the bitch is here. I've been summoned for 150 years. Got a couple things from mamas, is the witch is here. Little bitch, don't come to the what? Don't come to the woods. Don't come to the woods. Don't come to the woods. Don't come to the woods.
Tight.
Yeah, no, it's good.
This shit is hard because the bass hits too hard.
It's like, yo, dog, I heard you like Tech 9.
Or fucking like run the jewels. Also.
Yeah, run the
Yeah.
jewels for sure.
Well, that's the thing with the current 2010s. As I said, people do their spin on things.
Hell yeah.
Horror rap has been a thing for a long time. We will talk about a Gravedigger song in another episode, but that's
Does
the
not
thing.
get enough love.
It does not. But that's the thing. I found this song surprisingly. I was watching a Code Orange stream, and they
Nice.
had a heavy metal head fucking headbangers ball.
Oh,
Specifically
geez, that's a lot of.
before the fucking show started.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
a full stream show because of COVID. You had to pay $15 to do the entry. But they had some fucking schmuck from SiriusXM. Yeah, I call you a schmuck because you're a cuck. Just come in and be like, all right, we're going to play some songs. He played some Harm's Way, played some Year of the Knife, other random hardcore shit that Code Orange is affiliated with. Code Orange actually really likes hardcore hip-hop or hip-hop with a
Hell
horror
yeah.
element to it. They love the band Horror. They love the band, this band that we just found, Backwash. It is a single person, but they do their own spin with relevant lyrics and, just that super deep bassy type of horror rap. And it's a very specific thing that has happened. We've seen it with the 2010s explode with several other genres, but it is something that is very unique. And yeah.
I think like lyrically they have a lot of for this song in particular, sort of like it's a warning. Clearly, don't come to the woods or we're gonna fucking like destroy you. Basically, idea. I mean, but the fact that he's like, I was summoned from 150 years. Fucking, he's like came through like Medusa's back. Fucking, oh my god. I didn't even catch this lyric that was in here. I'm gonna get in trouble though, but I don't care. Whatever.
It says the double F word.
Yeah, it says the double F. It says the double GF.
Just do it.
Ah.
I'm just gonna fucking
just
read
go-
it, dude.
I
It
was
says
like-
Baphomet up in this faggot shit, and I'm back in this.
Oh, whatever.
And then confuse Nazareth with the panicness. And then so it's they've got a lot of references like that, as well as the sound. The sound itself is also very like Mer said, it's got way too much bass on it. But in a good way. It's a good too much.
I love that fucking dirty bass, like fucking line that
Oh,
just
yeah.
punches you in the face. That's the shit you want to listen to in your car. With the
Really
subwoofers
loud.
and the bass
Yeah,
way
exactly.
the fuck up.
Yeah, but it's also it just feels kind of creepy too. Like the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
like it definitely has a lot of air in this song as well, a lot of breathing room in it.
I feel like this kind of genre definitely gave birth to the kind of hip hop genre that's going on right now. That like emo boy rap shit, Who's that dude, Corpse? That E-Girls song? That's what this shit reminds me of. Like, music-wise, sound-wise, yes. Lyrics-wise, not so much, but, like, damn.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, you got, like, acts like Horror and you got acts like Ghostmane just, like, trying to do their
Ghostmane.
thing. Ghostmane's funny. My friend got blocked from him on Twitter.
That's fucking hilarious. Probably isn't that hard, but
Yeah, right? But that's the thing. Like, in the 2010s, you got this new fucking era of stuff that people are trying to play off. The thing is, the best part about the song, it's only like 2 minutes long, so you can play this banger quite a lot. But yeah, don't come to the woods. It's an omen.
It's definitely an omen for sure.
Don't come to our woods.
Yeah,
Go to
don't
those
come to
other
the
woods.
go to the other trees over that way.
These are our trees.
Yeah, we like these ones. Not for you though.
Not for you.
And so that is basically all of the songs that I brought. What were your guys' favorite selections from this one, you think?
I'm always going to go with Thriller. Got to go with Thriller.
How typical.
Very typical. It's so iconic, and it's still one of my favorite songs. I will never skip that song when it comes up.
I got to go with Camouflage.
Yeah! My boy!
Only because I've been beaten to death with it in the car.
He's like, I cannot listen to
but like-
anything else on the way over here.
But when it gets in your head, you're like, Oh yeah. Oh,
I mean,
camouflage.
That chorus is great.
we showed it to a friend for the first time. They were like, "This is a sick ass song." Yeah, I get camouflage. Fuck yeah.
But the rap song is the second for me because that's fucking dope.
Oh, the Don't Come to the Woods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Backwash is
Yeah.
great.
I think my personal favorites, I have two, is All My Friends Are Zombies, because that's a classic hit for me. I like blasted that shit when I was in high school all the time. And Sex Magic is really fun too. I love the vibe. I love the concept. I love the lyrics. It's cool. It's cool.
I'm gonna have to agree with Myrrh because Camouflage is also my favorite on here. But second is also Sex Magic because it's such a weird thing to combine the two.
Yeah.
To combine doo-wop
It really
with
is.
like satanic elements. Like I find that very very new, very interesting.
If you're a modern day witch and you're not listening to the fucking Twin Temples, you need to rethink your life a little.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about them till now. Are you trying to say something?
No, what this
wanna
means?
you wanna
what this
fucking
means-
go?
Fucking go! I'll
What this
hex
m-
you, bitch!
What this means is you go on
Come to the
Spotify.
woods.
I'll go Blair Witch on your ass.
That's the thing. Just go on the artist, hit their fucking albums. There's some good shit on there.
Hell
Wow,
yeah.
I just got really aggressive now. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Let me dial it back a bit.
I'm gonna cry.
Well,
It's okay. We'll hug it out later. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
and with that, thank you so much for listening and discussing these with me tonight.
You could find us on Patreon as well as Google Play.
Right, I was gonna do that.
Oh,
I was totally gonna do that. I totally remembered to do that.
Go
cut
for it.
this.
Go
Good
for
job.
it.
Well, you can find us on all of the streaming services. Spotify is one of the biggest ones. If it streams, we're on that shit. Find it. Check out our merch.
You can literally Google bringing down the Grindhouse.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it'll
Google
bring up
bringing down the
everything.
Grindhouse. Also check out the little merch at Teespring as well. If there's another article of clothing or something along those lines that you'd like done, let us know and we can make something for you. Thank you.
There's the Patreon as well.
Oh, yes, of course. There's also the Patreon. I wouldn't forget something like that. And you can definitely go subscribe on there. And then if you pay us, you can request movies for us to cover as well.
or any piece of horror media that you would like us to discuss.
Or anything in general, honestly, if you're paying us.
Yeah,
We're a
at this-
slut
at
for the
this
dollar.
point.
We appreciate that $2, bro.
Yeah, well, we do. I do.
No, honestly, $2 goes a long way, man.
Hey guys, corporal funds are in the bank. Thank you, Sean.
Yes, thank you.
And thank you so much for all this. Have a good night. I'm Mitch.
I'm Merv.
I'm Justine.
And I'm Jonathan. Thank you.
Tight.
Type.